Diamond dial uplift the soul. Feel the music take control. Through the static, find the light. Phoenix rises in the night. Frequency fills the empty air, taking you where dreams don't care. Close your eyes, let go and breathe. Rise above, believe in me. Rise, radio station, sound that lifts your heart. Just like a phoenix taking flight, together we'll be restart.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah, it was. Haven't seen that version in a while. Welcome,
No.
everybody, to Omega Empowerment.
Hello, all. Welcome.
All right. Disclaimer time before we go any further for those Facebook trolls and YouTube watchdogs and maybe even Spotify, just in case you need to hear this. All music that you'll be hearing during the course of this show, there are no copyrights. And according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, please allow fair usage as there is no monetization on any of these songs. And should there be any questions, please contact Smule and they will be happy to explain why.
There we go.
I'm gonna do it
That's
differently every time until I record it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just do a recording and just play it. At the beginning. Make one of those cool ones, like
I'll have some fun with it, just so that it's,
yeah. I was gonna say, make one of those cool ones, like A Million Absolute Johns. There's this fantastic. I absolutely love it. It makes me laugh every time. So funny.
it'll get the information across and have some fun all at the same time. And I don't know if in the Rise chat today, I created a trigger warning bot because sometimes we're just going to need it. And the content we're talking about today may have some triggering effects for people listening, watching, either watching live or watching the replay. So please know that some of the content we talk about today could be a little bit more sensitive than usual.
True that. Now, next
And
week
we'll try and do it lighter. But we'll try and do it lightly.
We pretty much have the end of our domestic violence information today. We'll get through, but then we're going to continue. It's next week that we're having a guest, is that correct?
Yes.
And that's the last.
That will be the last. That will be the last show.
Well,
Yes.
then we timed it perfectly. All right. I was like, I thought we had another week. I was like, what did we do that last week? No. All right.
Yeah,
So
coming up next week, we're going to have a guest. Her name is Andrea Alvaretti, and I met her a couple weeks ago at an event, and we just hit it off, got talking, and told her about the show that we're doing, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing," because I actually work with people and try and help them who are rape victims, because she was one herself. So she is going to come on, and we're going to hear about her story, and we're going to talk about that form of domestic violence next week.
And we have not decided what next month's topic will be. We would like it to be a little lighter. Not that toxic relationships is ever going to be lighter. But if anyone has anything that they would like to discuss, or a situation that they need, some help and coaching with, let us know. And maybe we'll, see what we can do as far as that is concerned. Yeah.
We are always
All right.
open to suggestions, and if you want to come on and tell your story with us and just hang out, we'll chat. If you need some coaching, you'll get it right here on air.
Right.
If you've been through it and still
Along with
dealing
me.
with some stuff.
You and I will be the guinea pigs. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so that is where we are at, and we are ready for the next chapter.
Yep. Now, I see somebody in the room in the Twitch chat
Hmm.
who
I see a couple people in the
just
Twitch chat.
might be having a birthday today.
I know. I think so. I think he's probably about my age today. No, I'm just kidding, Steve. He's going, no, don't tell everybody. That's not true. No, he's much.
So in the
older than
Twitch
me.
world, he's known as Steve-O the DMO. In Rise, he's known as SpongeBob Lord Tight Pants, or Tight Pants Lord, or whatever.
It changes.
It changes.
It changes.
I'm sure that he'll be some type of Christmas tight Lord pants.
Yeah, it'll be
later on.
Holly
But anyway,
Berry, Christmas Hollyberry pants or something.
but our good
Hi,
friend,
Heather.
Steve, happy birthday! And
Happy
many
birthday. We love you.
Yes, we
Enjoy
do.
it.
And also, he gets to share that birthday with my mother. So quick shout out.
What's your mom's birthday too? Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
Her. I don't know if she's watching or not. She had a lot that she had going on today, but she can always watch the replay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's a good day because a lot of good people are having birthdays today.
Yeah.
So
October 21st must be the day. All right.
22nd, but that's
22nd. I'm still living in yesterday. Can you let me catch up?
You know, yesterday we talked about, living in the now,
Hi,
and
Kimberly.
now yesterday is now today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Kimberly said hi.
Can't
She can't hear us.
Fine.
I hope that's not a statement on the show's having issues. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll find
I mean, I'm hearing myself, and I don't see any max headroom issues just yet.
No,
But hello,
not yet.
Kimberly. Hello, Harry. Hello, Ketlo. Hello, Amelia. And anyone else? Did we miss anyone else in the
Yes, we
chat?
have
We have quite a
fun
few
people
today.
in half the day. Oh, he can hear
I mean,
us.
good grief. Good grief. I post a trigger warning in the chat room, and we have people. Maybe I should do that more often.
Maybe.
Anyway.
All right. So speaking of Mr. Ketlow, how about we start with some music? And he's first. on the
Sounds
list.
good to me, because he sent us a while back, "Have you ever seen the rain?" And since he's in the chat room today, that's a perfect time for us to play it. So we're going to kick off the show with you, and then we're going to follow that up with my beta from the Wolf's Den, Miss Sparkling She-Wolf, also known as D Lane, with Blue Moon of Kentucky, a little Patsy Cline coming your way.
Yes. All right. Here we go with Mr. Ketlow.
All right. And I have seen the rain.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop and wander. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Yeah. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day.
I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, let's say goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, your lover said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue.
Woo!
That was awesome.
I just love her voice.
So do I. I love it when she joins other people, but we don't hear enough of just her.
So good.
She is so
Yeah.
good. And I haven't heard that song in ages. Who
Me neither.
who covered that? Because I know that it wasn't
Oh.
just left at Patsy Cline.
Honey, it was country. I cannot answer that for you. I have no
Fine.
idea.
Fine.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like something either Reba or Trisha Yearwood would cover.
Yeah, it does sound. Yeah, I can see Reba doing that one. Maybe.
But I don't think she did. I don't know. If anybody in the chat knows, let us know. But that was.
Holla at us. All right.
And before
And-
that, we had Mr. Ketlow. And no, I'm not saying on air the name that you changed.
Yes, that is not on this show. Sorry.
No.
We're just going to call you Keith.
Keith or Ketlow. Or Keith
Oh,
Ketlow.
Oh.
And just in case, I hope you had all that Red Cross in the background, ready for that rain that we need to see, because we're ready.
He's
That was
safe.
awesome.
That's right. All righty. Well,
All right, lead the way.
all right. Let me pull this information thing out here. Let me see if I can move this tab to a new window so I can see you guys at the same time. There we go. All right. So we have pulled up more information about the first 18 months after leaving an abusive partner and knowing that those are the most dangerous. I'm going to read you this little story at the beginning of this because I found it pretty fascinating and, just gives you some background, to hear someone's story and how it went from there. Last week, Sonia Khan, a 29-year-old Pakistani American, was allegedly killed by her ex-boyfriend in a murder-suicide after making a series of TikTok videos about their divorce. Sonia was using her platform to educate others about the stigma of divorce in South Asian community and how it keeps women in unhealthy relationships. Just a few months after the divorce was finalized, her ex-husband traveled more than 800 miles to commit this horrific crime. Tragically, this is not uncommon for survivors of domestic violence. One of the most dangerous times in a survivor's life is when they leave their abusive partner because the abuse tends to escalate. For instance, if a survivor's partner was predominantly emotionally abusive, then they may engage in physical abuse when their partner leaves. When the person is being abused attempts to leave the relationship, it is a major loss of control for their abusive partner. Fine, just slipped up on me. Explained Stephen Klotz, professional training manager at JBWS. I don't know what that is. I don't see the information. Okay. Yeah, you do? Is that what you said?
I do not.
I didn't see what that was there. I'm going to have to see if I can figure out where he's from.
I'm
The
actually
majority
into
The majority of domestic violence homicides and most of all serious injuries in abusive relationships occur when the survivor ends the relationship, and the danger does not subside after a few weeks. In fact, there is a 75% increase of violence upon separation for at least 2 years, according to the Battered Women's Support Services. However, that does not mean that it is not possible to safely leave an abusive relationship. It requires education about the potential dangers of leaving, support with safety planning, and access to numerous different services. If you or a loved one is experiencing any form of abuse, no, regardless of the severity, call our 24 helpline. That is 1-877 Are You Abused? So that is an unfortunate, all too real circumstance.
Yeah.
And we're talking about leaving and how important it is. It is also very important that you leave in the proper manner. You don't enrage it more and ask that was a wrong term. Don't invite
Right.
this. So
Now, an extension of that website takes you over to bwss.org, and that's short for Battered Woman Support Services. Really easy to remember, bwss.org.
so that
And
J must be
I have no idea.
whatever the place itself, because it would be something BWS. So okay.
Yeah.
Some battered women should probably,
Now, I don't know if the website is fully Canadian, but a lot of the information that they have on this website is Canada-based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. In the past decade, murder-suicide.
Oh gosh, that's been a big one since
77%.
COVID. Since COVID.
Since COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. 77.
Yeah. And it goes either way, where the abuser murdered or the victim, but either one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you don't hear so much about the victim doing it.
I didn't break it down, but it goes either way, where one of them committed. And this is where the trigger warning comes in, because we're using these words that people have issues with: murder, suicide. But one kills the other and then takes their own life.
And unfortunately, there's been a lot of incidences where the entire family, it's an entire family. Because they're not going to just, I can't.
They take the "if I can't have you, no one else can" to a finality.
Yeah. And if you have children, that's all inclusive. So that is why it is so important to get out and to get safe and do it in a safe manner. All right.
The website says, when talking about leaving the abusive partner, I've brought this up in a previous episode about people asking, well, why doesn't she just leave?
Here's why. There you
The
go.
answer is simple.
Actually, I can speak on this. When I was leaving, this is my marriage, way past. When I was leaving, I tried to do it. I tried to get an apartment, not let him know and everything. And unfortunately, even though I had explained to the man at the apartment complex, please do not call my house. There were no cell phones at that time. He did. And so my ex caught wind of it, and it got worse. Not only that, but there were threats. And that was the threat. I will kill the children in front of you while you watch. And then I will take you out. Be careful. But look, This is also a man who on our wedding night told me if I ever left him, he'd shoot me in the head with a shotgun. I'm still here. 22 years later, I am still here.
Yeah.
So sometimes, a lot of times actually, they will make threats just to get their way that they won't follow through. However, there are people who will follow through. So you don't take that chance. If they make a threat, you consider it to be legit and you react accordingly.
Right. I mean, people who follow the trends and statistics. The most dangerous time after separation is almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
There is, and 70% of domestic violence related homicides occur upon separation. There's a 75% increase of violence upon separation for at least 2 years. Terrifying.
It is. And this is why, those of you who are always asking, why don't you just go? Just get out. I would never tolerate that. I think I posted something on Facebook the other day that really spoke to a lot of people. If you've never been in an abusive relationship, don't ask, why don't you just leave? And say, I would never put up with that, because we thought that too.
Yeah. I mean, gratefully, I didn't have that. And what I went through never became physical.
Doesn't matter.
But it was still
Painful, still
Yeah.
abusive, still hurtful.
Mhm. And it still lasts.
Oh gosh, yes.
There are still recently times where old triggers
Yes.
will come up.
It lasts a lot longer than the bruises.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still here. I'm still going. It's rough
right.
sometimes, but comparison is a thief of joy, but it's also, every man's hangnail is another man's broken arm. So when you're comparing where you're at, not you Karrie you, but you generally, if you compare where you're at compared to where somebody else is at, don't.
Yeah, no.
If you're going through this, don't. Because it is just as deeply impactful, even if it's not as scary as what we're painting right now. I mean, right now we're talking about worst case scenarios.
Yes. And those situations can lead to those eventually. If you've gotten out, sometimes, you don't, if you've not tolerated, which you shouldn't, tolerated the mental and emotional abuse, and you've gotten out, you could very well have just bypassed and gotten out before the other started, because it does escalate. Okay, so our next area is the red flags. Do we want to play some music before we move on to some red flags?
Also known as barriers, because I'm looking at this page and there is so many reasons that people stick around. Won't go through all of them, but there's a lot of things that people will resonate with and be able to see in what they're going through. And you just touched on a couple of them with, physical harm, especially to the kids.
Yeah.
And just physical harm in general.
Now, this is the same page that I sent you, that we pulled
On the page that you sent me, there was highlighted words that I tapped on.
Okay.
And it was close to the
I want
bottom.
to get to the same place.
I was looking at it, I was like, is it? This
At the
can't
very
be.
bottom. The ones that I said, the
Yeah.
tabs at the bottom. Okay. So we're on the red flags. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure I was on the same page. Literally. Okay.
So
All right.
let's get to
because
some
there's a lot of these.
upbeat.
Yeah.
Because we got Miss Amelia, the OG Amelia. And she is joining Olive Oil and Popeye. Yes, they are actual Smule names. With Rock and Robin. And don't forget, tonight is Rock Rewind with Amelia and Absolute John. And she also has a show on Sundays called Unplug, where she takes dedications and plays acoustic music. And it's just a big old, she is our Delilah.
Yeah.
With that show.
Yeah.
So we got that coming up. And then after that, we have Penny Beasley, also known as Penny B on Smule, bringing us Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. So let's pick up the tempo a little bit with some great classics.
All right, here we go.
Rocks on a treetop all day long, hopping and bopping and singing this song.
Love the little birds on jaybird tree. Love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet.
Rock and robin, tweet, tweet, rock, tweet, rock and robin, tweet, tweet. Whoa, rock and robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Every little swallow, every chickadee, every little bird in the tall oak tree.
The wise old owl, the big black crow, flapping their wings, singing go, go, go.
Rock and robin, tweet, tweet, rock, tweet, rock and robin, tweet, tweet. Whoa, rock and robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
Heard a little waving at the bird bandstand, talking down to the bopping it was great.
We started going steady and it blessed my soul. We outfought the buzzard and the Oreo. We boxed on the treetop all day long, hopping and bopping and singing this song.
And all the little birds on jaybird tree love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet.
Rock and robin, tweet, 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 rock and robin, tweet, tweet. Oh, rock and robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
Well, a pretty little raven at the bird bandstand, talking how to do the bopping it was great.
Started going steady and it blessed my soul. We outfought the buzzard and the Oreo. We boxed to the treetop all day long.
Hopping and a bopping and a singing this song.
All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rock and robin, tweet, tweet, tweet. Rock and robin, tweet, tweet. Whoa, rock and robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
He was a famous trumpet man from Michka way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, he's blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he could not jam. The captain seemed to understand. Because the next day the cat went out and drafted the band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
A root, a toot, and out a toot, goes it A to the pie. And blow your rhythm.
He can't play a note unless the bass and guitar's playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was some boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. And when he played his boogie woogie bugle, he was busy as a busy bee.
And when he played him in the company jump A to the bar, he's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A la toot, 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 he plays it A to the bar.
He can't blow a note as the bass and guitars and with him. And
And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He puts the boys to sleep with Boogie every night. He wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet, 'cause they know how it goes when someone gives them a beat. Oh, he wakes them up when he plays reveille. The boogie woogie bugle boy Company B. A root, a toot, together, toot, toot, toot. Goes the day to the bar. Yeah, he can't blow a note for bass and guitars and always with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
Fantastic.
That really was. Oh, short, sweet, fun set.
Right?
Is it my
I'm ready.
imagination, or over the decades has music gotten longer, or the songs gotten longer?
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, like any Beatles song is under 3 minutes. Always, it seems like, and yeah, they're all really short, and it's kind of like, wait, it's ending.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh God, we're back.
It's kind of better than like say November Rain or something, though. I really just get tired of that after about 7, 8, 9 minutes in. I'm just kidding.
Or unless you're a diehard Tool fan, because, dear Lord. But anyway, Penny Beasley, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy,
Fantastic.
tough song, fantastic harms.
Yeah. Very good.
I
Very good.
that would have been one of those songs that I would have spent hours on each layer
Right.
until it was right. I don't know
That-
how
it
long.
would-
to do that.
It would be my Chattanooga Choo Choo. I was like hours and hours and hours, and then he goes, "You're kind of missing one of the harms," and I'm like, "I know, and I'm not gonna do it again." Welcome,
That was-
Connie. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Candy. You're coming up soon, actually. Oh,
All
that
right,
was great. And then Amelia with Popeye and olive oil, or olive oil and Popeye.
that's
Rock
so
and
cute.
Robin. That was
I love it.
fantastic. I love it when Olive Oil and Popeye are actually singing together, because
Right.
they'll go back and forth on the same account.
Right.
Sometimes it'll be him, sometimes it'll be her, and you won't know
Yeah.
until you open the OC to find out who's actually opened it.
I used to do that with Joshua. We used to share. No, you know, oh, Carrie, I wonder what, and I'm like, that's not me, but okay. You sound a little low today.
Maybe a little bit. Oh, Connie's over in the YouTube chat. That's why I couldn't see him in the Twitch. I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
There. Well, thanks for joining us over on YouTube. Appreciate it.
All
right.
yes, I probably should have sent him the Twitch, but anyway, I'll send him that too. All right, we are on to the serious stuff again, I suppose. Huh?
No,
All right.
if we got it.
All
There we
right,
go.
so the red flags. All right. Domestic violence encompasses a spectrum of behaviors that abusers use to control victims. The following list includes warning signs that someone may be abusive. If you or a friend experience these behaviors from a partner, remember it is not your fault, and there are advocates waiting to help you. All right, these are kind of like back to the beginning. Is this what you were looking at? This
Nope.
must have been. Yeah. Okay. Let's find what you were looking at. This we've already gone over.
Go back to the original page, and in the paragraph that starts, "and this danger does not subside."
Okay. Yep. 75% that there.
That's where it is.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at this. This is more what we were trying to find here. All right. Okay. This is where you got all that. We should read this, I suppose. Yeah. Let me go.
Well,
through this.
I've been kind of pulling out
Yeah,
what
you
needs to
have.
be pulled out without having to read all of it, because
Okay,
I don't want
that's
to
good.
bore them to tears with
No. All right.
schooling,
Right. All right. So
but also want to give the main points, because
Go ahead.
there's a lot of we already talked about the red flags. We talked about that on day one of this series,
right.
but
And in narcissistic abuse. So
one
it's
thing we
kind
didn't
of
do Yeah, one thing that we didn't go into detail about, what we can from here, is what stops women from leaving and allowing this to continue, knowing that it's harmful to them and possibly their
Yes.
children if there are children involved. Um, but some of the barriers, would you believe that isolation is the first one listed?
Yeah, because yeah, I lost everybody. Friends, family. My parents would come to town to visit, and they wouldn't stay with me anymore. They would stay in a hotel. They didn't. They cut you off from everybody. You're not allowed to do anything unless
You
it's
know
their
what's
friends.
crazy? Here's a fun fact that is kind of goes to the messenger side of us. That the isolation tactics that an abuser uses are the same things that are taught about demonic possession.
Yep.
Let that sink in for a moment,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because you know when in that spiritual realm something is trying to take over your life, they're trying to cut you off from friends, family, being in the outside world, making sure that nobody likes you, making you afraid to reach out to those people, making it seem like you can't. It's the same thing, folks.
Yep.
And the more that it's allowed, that's a good red flag. If all of a sudden your partner, and they may not even be mean about it at first, if your partner is trying to talk down about the people that you love that are there for you, that's a big red flag, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if you know that what they're saying isn't true the first time you hear it. But you're going to hear it more and more and more until you believe it.
Yeah. There's and even if you like say older, they'll use your children too.
Oh, yeah.
They'll talk smack about your child in front of you over and over and over again until and it just drives you insane. But they are desperately trying to keep that one person, at least in my case, that I had left out of the picture.
Mhm. And, you know, it may not start off with abuse towards the children. It may just be the domestic partner.
That next section is a big one. That children, that fear for their safety, that is a huge one. Because when you leave, now it is very unfortunate that the state don't often take into consideration your feelings on this matter as far as visitation is concerned. Not at
Yeah.
all. They're
Nope.
still allowed to get visitation with their children unsupervised. Now, yes, or no, not every person who abuses their spouse abuses their children. But I'm sorry, there's that is something that I had a really big problem with, and I was right. I told them it will eventually happen to the child too, and lo and behold, son comes home covered in bruises after Christmas break, and we start all over with court because they don't listen when you tell them.
Nope.
So I understand this one way too much.
And after separation, they will also attempt to use the children to continue and expand isolation,
Mhm.
planting stories in their heads as to why they should not go back and stay with whichever parent they're with.
Parental
I mean,
alienation.
in many times it's going to be the father trying to alienate but there are women too.
Oh, I know somebody right now who's dealing with parental alienation, and his son is not speaking to him because of that. That is a terrible, terrible abuse of that child.
Oh yeah,
And that child is gonna grow up one day, and they're gonna turn, and they're gonna realize. And I don't I don't care who you are, I don't care what situation you're in. Do not do that to your child.
no.
No matter which side you're on. Do not do that to your child. Because they will resent you later on in life for it. And that is
Yep.
not fair. However,
I know
if
3 that deal with that.
right, if you don't, I I'm at a loss when it comes to this particular topic. Yes,
We will
I
we will lighten for a moment and say that last night after the show, both of us were like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I did not want to do today's show. I didn't.
No, both of us were just kind of like, do we have to do this show? We don't want to know.
I
But it's
mean, we
important.
love the show and we do the show for a reason. It gets very heavy though, and it gets very draining.
But being in your face about things that you don't realize, things that you don't know, and things that you might be going through but don't have anywhere else to look. By the way, this website has a safe exit.
Yeah,
It cannot be tracked once you leave it.
I like this one a lot.
So the bwss.org, when you exit, it clears. It's programmed to leave your phone, your computer. It goes
That's
bye-bye, no traces.
Fantastic.
Unless, of course, dark web hackers.
Oh, goodness. There's always a what if.
Always.
And that's I guess that's what I need to. Okay, I'll compare this to. I used to be a firefighter. About 6 years, saw some really horrific car accidents and stuff. People will tell you, "Oh, I don't wear my seatbelt because one time I was in this accident, and if I'd have been wearing it, I'd be dead." Okay, I get that. It does happen. However, look at the statistics and know how many millions and millions of lives have been saved by wearing a seatbelt. So that is the only way. That's my way of trying to explain the children thing. Yes, there are circumstances where leaving is going to make that situation worse. However, for the most part, you've got to get those kids out of there. You've got to get yourself out of there. And you got to understand that while these things happen, and yes, these sad, sad truths happen, the majority of people do get out and do survive. And you have to take that chance because staying in the situation will eventually lead, guaranteed, to not.
I mean, you watch the weather reports, and every once in a while, the meteorologist will say there's a storm coming. We just have a big one, Helene or Milton. A lot of damage was done during that storm.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of repair takes place afterwards. But those who survived get to, and can, and will one day feel like re-entered a normal life. So leaving a domestic violence situation, maybe the storm that comes through, there may be damage done, but good preparedness and the weathering of the storm can be a lot easier. Because one of the biggest fears of leaving is being killed. In almost all of the physically domestic abusive relationships, that's the biggest fear. Or just physical harm in general. And I don't know what the American stats are, but Canadian stats are 77%. 75% is almost immediate violence, physical violence that you have to worry about for 2 years. But going through the smart steps, talking to somebody, reaching out, getting a plan together, and knowing what you can do. Chances of saving your life is higher.
Yeah. Yes, there's always risks involved, just like with just about anything in life, but the chances of your survival are much better if you get out. And you got to get
Go ahead.
that the children too. There's such a unfortunate passing down from generation to generation of hatred and violence and cruelty and alcoholism and drug addiction and all the things that just get passed on in these families and just keep going and going and going. And then the children become, it's just, stop it. Stop the cycle. Get your kids out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them become another statistic.
Nope. One of the biggest barriers that's imposed is the threat of suicide by the abuser.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, that's a big tug on those heartstrings because, let's face it, if you're in that situation, one of the reasons that you're staying and not leaving is because you love them. It's not just because of brainwashing. It's not just because of fear. And they know that. And threatening to take their own life if you leave will be something that they might use.
But they're not going to.
Typically, no.
It's pretty much just another manipulation tactic to get you to do what they want you to do.
But apparently in Canada, that's only about 23% of the murder homicides.
Wow.
Or 23% of the endings. Now, not every relationship ends that way, but of the murder homicides in Canada, 77% are domestic violence related, which is a terrifying fact. I don't know if I want to know American stats.
Yeah, if Canadian stats are like that, I'm a little afraid of ours.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good friend here at the radio state, well, and just in school line in general, that I've known for years, who lives in Canada, who went through with somebody that she'd been living with for many, many, many years. Never had an issue. And one night he drank too much and he flipped a switch and he almost killed her. I don't know. It's kind of a. I'd like to get her on the show. All right. So fear. We have the children. Fear of revelation of being killed. Okay, we are realizing. Okay, we've been through that. Physical harm. Threats of suicide, and then economic necessity. There's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Typically, in an abusive relationship, you don't have any control over the money because you don't have control over anything. So, what do you do as a means of escaping? I'll tell you what I did. No, I literally had to. My mom did my taxes. It did our taxes for us every year. I literally had to have her open up a bank account in my name that he didn't know about when she set up the taxes. Put a little sticky note, sign here. Underneath was the new account number. It's the only way I had, and that's how I got out.
Yeah.
You got to use you got to use whatever resources you can come up with it, because money should not be something that keeps you trapped in an abusive situation. There are resources out there.
Yeah.
You just have to find them. And
Comment
if you
in
go
the
to
chat, it's hard enough to survive on one income in any circumstance, let alone one like this.
right,
Yeah. And if you don't have something to show for every single purchase that you make, if you're in a situation like this, there's no hiding.
oh yeah, you just don't. Most of the time, you don't have any money at all. They just don't give it to you. You just don't have access. Period. I remember my mom coming to town one time and handing me $5 when she left. She's like, "You should at least have money to buy a pack of gum if you wanted a." And I'm like, "No, I never do. I could not even buy a candy bar if I wanted to."
Terrifying.
Next, shelters are full. Been through that too. If they tell you the shelters are full, you tell them, "I cannot stay here. Look in other cities." They can have you taken to another city if they need to, a nearby city. You need to expand that. Tell them, don't just look in the general area. I need to get out of here, and I need to get out of here now. I can go to such and such city or such and such city, wherever I need to go. But it's probably better that way. You're further away. They don't know where you are. It's probably better. Just push.
Yeah.
Just because your local shelter is full does not mean that all the shelters in the area are full. Push.
Right.
Refuse to give up. Tell them, I know. Find me something.
And if
It's
whatever
really
website
sad.
one has find a shelter within this radius, or you go on Google and find in this radius miles, you'll get there somehow.
Mm-hmm. There will be a way.
Mm-hmm.
Hope. Yeah, the next one
It's
is
not
just,
going to change.
it's not going to happen.
Nope.
It's,
I
don't
kind of
care
answered
if-
that before I even said what the hope was for,
Yeah.
but the hope that they're going to change.
No. They can claim, "Oh, I'm going to quit drinking for a few, they'll quit for a few days. I'll quit this. I'm going to go to counseling. I'm going to not do drugs. I'm going to stop going to the bar." Yeah, it'll last about a day or two till you've given up. You start making plans to get out, and then they convince you to stay, and then you give up all these things that you have worked so hard to plan to get out, and then 2 days later you go, "Oh, now I got to do all that work again."
Yep.
Because it's not going to change.
Nope.
And the more times you go back, the worse it gets, because I got her back again, didn't I?
Yeah.
I can do this until the end of time because she'll just keep coming back.
Gonna be hell. goes back to the way it was with a little bit of amplification before. Longer time period goes, then it's good again for about a week, and on and on and on. Look at a roller coaster, Steel Force from Dorney Park. Good one.
And the thing is that your good times in the beginning, just the beginning of the roller coaster has the huge, and then then the good time only comes up here, and then the good times only go here, and then they only go here.
Yeah.
Oh, then there's nothing left.
Speaking of nothing left, apparently my cache is full on my computer and I need to refresh it. So now is a good time for music.
Yes. We need some music. I was getting ready to say you are getting a little maxi there on us.
Yeah, I know. I saw it in the chat too. Reload, Papa. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. Who we got coming up now? We got Gabriel Iconic and underscore. It's underscore. Just underscore keys. Chris underscore. I think that's her name.
Yep.
Anyway, you've got a friend, and then we're going to close out the set with Lauren BRT and I underscore am underscore simply underscore me with You Give Me Fever. Thank God that's all the scores for the show that I have to say.
Oh my goodness! All right, let's go with Mr. Hack, Mr. Gabriel, and you go get rid of that max headroom issue.
We'll see you.
When you're down in trouble and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right.
Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah. You've got a friend. If the sky above you goes dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow,
Keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking at your door.
you just call out my name, and you know whatever I am, I'll come running to see you again.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call,
And I'll be there, yes I will.
It ain't good to know that you've got a friend, but people can be so cold.
They'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and
'cause you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there.
You've got a friend.
You got a friend.
You've got a friend. Have a great day.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear.
You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. A fever
In the morning, fever all through the night.
everybody's got the fever. That is something you all know.
Fever isn't such a new thing.
Fever started long ago. Sun lights up the daytime and moon lights up the night.
I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right.
You give me fever.
When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight.
Fever in the morning, fever all through the night.
Romeo loved Juliet, and Juliet she felt the same.
When he put their arms around her, he said, "Julie, baby, you're my flame."
That gave us fever. When we kiss that fever without blaming you.
Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, it burns for two. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very, very mad affair.
When the daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy, oh, don't you
She did.
dare." He gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight.
Fever, she's his mistress, but daddy wanted to treat him right. Now you listen to my story. Here's the point that I made.
Cats were born to give chicks fever, being Fahrenheit or
I
centigrade.
give you fever when you kiss them. Fever if you leave and learn. Fever.
To you sizzle, what a lovely way to burn.
Trying to get back. Wait, you're still muted.
That's-
Hold on.
Myself when I came. There we
There
go.
we go. All right.
No,
Uh-oh.
no, I made that up.
Oh my gosh. Not funny. Why am I
Oh,
getting
you
called
give me
mom,
fever.
mom? What does he want from me?
I don't know.
Oh, those two songs were so fun.
He's being rock. He's just being rock.
Rock and Cherry, I don't know what you want. You have to. Oh, hi. Oh, he's doing the Stewie thing. Mom.
Mom.
Hi. I don't know. I know that's my son's ringtone tone on his phone when I call too. It's like, mom. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's probably one of the only fun kind about that. And I_am_ simply underscore me. That was fantastic.
He's fantastic. He's so cool.
And that was just a sexy video. All the way
Oh
around.
yeah. Oh yeah. I started.
Sexy
She looked
song,
like she
sexy
was like in a,
video.
was she in a Snow White cape or something? It was very schmexy.
Schmecks.
Schmexy.
And before that, we had Gabriel Iconic and _it's_just Chris_. That was awesome. Thanks, Gabe, for sending that in. We miss you here at Rise. Hope you come back. But keep sending me in.
Yeah.
You're amazing because we love hearing you.
Yes.
And I'm always
he
up for a cuddle too.
and he's always good. He's always good for the oldies, and we need those for this show. So it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. We still got a lot more from him, so we got several weeks
Yes.
that we can bring you in.
Cool.
Which is
All right.
because we love hearing. All right. This next part pisses me off. I'm just going to put it out there. This pisses me off, and it's not just Canadian. It's not just American. It's a problem that can be.
Yeah.
No one should fear the failure of the criminal. No one.
But you will.
But you will. You
Over and
literally
over
have
and over.
to get out of a fight.
Yep. You will have a fight on your hands, and it will last years. Mine lasted 21 years. Or I mean, lasted 18 years. But the thought of what could have happened had we stayed is way worse. Yes, we spent a lot of time in and out of court, in and out of this, and fighting to get this done and all that. And they do. It says right there, slap on the wrist. Do you know that my ex-husband showed up at my son's school and threatened with a gun and got away with it? Got away with showing up at a school and threatening the person outside of the parking lot attendant with a gun.
I was told when state law, it takes a minimum of 20 calls for the police to do anything, to get a restraining order. Now, it's scary enough to call one time, and the person that made the call, who is in trouble, has to deal with the fallout.
Not only that, like serving, just in serving the restraining order alone, I had asked, please go do it somewhere. No, they waited for him to show up at my door and served it to him there. So that my children and I and everyone had in the neighborhood. I was living in an apartment complex, the whole complex facing, and they do it right there in the middle of the complex in front of everybody. It's like this is, you don't understand how difficult this is right now.
Yeah.
And you're making me watch. Knocking on my door, then going back to him, coming back to my door, going back to him. I'm like, no, this is not how you're supposed to do this.
Oh, I want to answer your question. Right. It's
Was that your
state it was that and I know this because I was a security guard and
oh, Florida?
there were several times that same house and was where and each time more dangerous for me to go alone. And my call me. I don't care if I'm not working or not. Don't go there alone.
He also had several weapons that he used to, he would put it, he would walk up to like to the apartment or whatever to drop Joshua off after a weekend or something. And then as he's walking away, he'd make sure he lift the back of his shirt to so that I could see and make sure that I was fully aware that that gun was on him at all times. So when they came to serve the injunction, it specifically stated in there that they were to take his weapons because he'd already threatened to kill me and shoot me several times. The guy comes back to the door and goes, "We didn't get any weapons from him." And I said, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, I don't see it." I said, "I didn't see it." I said, "It says right at the top of the page to confiscate his weapons. It's in bold and it's highlighted in yellow." And then he says, "Well, he's already gone. I'm not chasing after him now."
I actually want to read what this website has to say about the failure of the criminal legal system. This is Canadian, okay? So this isn't from an American perspective, but it's close. With a very low prosecution rate, survivors are not likely to pursue prosecution when they will have to be re-victimized in court without any meaningful results. Perpetrators often threaten the partner if they don't recant, and even when victims press charges, did this have to be in quotations? It often only leads to a slap on the wrist for the perpetrator. There have been instances where the victim is wrongfully arrested by police for allegedly perpetrating domestic violence. Truth. Because there are a lot of times in these situations where the perpetrator will make it look like the victim is crazy.
Oh, yes.
And make it look like they're the ones that need to be taken away.
He filed an injunction.
The sad part is that that's not necessarily a bad thing because at least for 24 hours, you're going to be safe.
He filed an injunction against me and listed everything that he did to me in that injunction and said that I did it to him. And it's so funny because at least he's like, it's like an admission. Here's a list of all the things that I did to you written down. And to know that he remembered every incident and wrote it down and then gave it to them and said that I did that to him. I was like, wow. I got thrown out of the house in the middle of the night with my kids. Middle of the night. Yeah, it's laughable now. No, it's not funny. It certainly wasn't funny at the time, and it's not funny for anybody that goes through it. It's just the lengths that they will go to are just, you have no concept because you don't think that way and you're not manipulative in that type of way, so you don't think about these things. And then when they come at you, you're like, really? I just don't.
I mean, there's hilarity and irony. And being able to, when anybody has been able to get out of those situations and they look back and they look at the hilarity of the irony of the situation of what they got out of, then it's funny.
Well, and it's also a survival mechanism to just laugh. This is embarrassing. This is hard to talk about. It's hard for me to admit that some of this stuff happened. And I'll laugh. And it's inappropriate, but that's how I deal with the stress. Because this stuff is not, it's not easy to talk about. And because you look at it and
go ahead. But I'm going to
look at that thing and I see what it says and they're so right. You're terrified, but you have to get out. And it's frustrating to sit here and try and tell people you got to get out, but then we got to tell you that it's going to suck.
And, shame is also listed in here coming up. And when somebody has the brevity and the courage to talk about this, and it doesn't matter what emotion they use to express it, whether it is fear, anger, rage, laughter. Don't judge them on how they're saying it. Listen to what they're saying. Oh, I heard that. You got a
And-
text message, or you got a message that put a period on what I just said. So listen to what is being said, not how it's being said, because that's how they're dealing with it. That's how they've gotten through it. That's how they're surviving with it. Yeah, the lack of assistance that people get for going through this, yeah, it pisses me off.
And nobody wants to get involved.
I know my energies are causing me to go max out again. So
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to be part of that either. They're like, I don't want any part of that stuff, you know.
And how
you're
many of
already
us sit
isolated.
from windows and apartments or houses to something going on? Well, not my problem. And part of that is also everything that we listed. Because if the perpetrator finds out that a neighbor called, well, there's fear of retribution.
Exactly.
They're coming back on you because, okay, they're going to look around. Who was home? Oh, you were. Storming over to your place. There's a fear of that. Oh, I don't want to get involved. I don't have time.
And then they actually the state, gets involved. They actually put him on supervised visits. I mean, Joshua was a newborn at the time, so he was on supervised visits. He never did have unsupervised until he was 4, and then came home that Christmas bruised. But up until then, the visits were supervised, and the state put me in charge of supervising the visits in my home.
How nice.
Mm-hmm. And that's special.
Bless their hearts. And for those who don't know what that means in Southern, that's the nice way of saying, what the actual fuck?
Yep. Exactly. And then I got told that I better be careful because he also put his hands on my daughter when she was 15. So my daughter is in this house. Both my daughters are in this house. And I have to allow him to have his visitation. But I have to make sure that my daughter is not there, which is next to impossible because she lives with me. She's 15. She's not out. They threatened to take my son away because my husband was in my house when my daughter was there. You put this visitation in my home. You made me supervise a man who has beat me and hurt me and my children. You make me allow this man who molested my child to come into my home. And then you threaten me? Fuck you. Florida sucks when it comes to their shit as far as their court is concerned.
Hopefully
I don't
since
know if
then,
anybody's better.
some eyes have been open, but I don't guarantee it.
What was that?
I said hopefully since then, because we're going back a decade.
Yeah. 2 decades, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, it all.
It
I don't
did
know which
not
is more
end.
despicable.
It's disgusting. It did not end until we moved here 3 years ago. That is when I finally got away from it. And it's been going on for 22. More than 22. So.
But some other reasons that people don't. Yeah, we're going to segue a little bit. But some other reasons that people don't leave: racism, homophobia, fear of deportation, cultural, religious, familial beliefs.
Yeah.
It's against my religion to leave this person. I'm sorry, would you point in the Bible that tells you that it is okay for your husband to beat you? The sad part is that some people actually have these verses memorized and don't
Oh, and they can spout it back
in a
to you
book,
and tell
and they
you.
will go directly to it and say, well, it says here. No.
But see, this, I won't get into my Bible conversation, but that's because that's a whole
That's as
nother
far
topic.
as I'm going to go with it because
But
no,
yeah, this is not okay.
this
That
is
is
not
not
okay.
okay.
No. It's not okay. Culturally, it is not okay. Religiously, it is not okay in family tradition. No. If
Period.
someone is causing you harm physically or mentally, get the fuck out. Period. Save yourself. Save your children.
I need a break. I need some candy.
We need some candy. Yes, we do. And he's going to bring I'll Never Love Again.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we got Mr. Allen of Oz and Rini going to be bringing us Don't Stop.
Yes.
And
All
we'll
right,
do
I
it.
believe, I know this one is audio. Yeah, you go. See ya.
I've been in love so many times, thought I knew the score. Now that you treated me so wrong, I can't take anymore. And it looks like I'm never gonna fall in love again. Fall in love. I'm never gonna fall
soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone.
Yesterday's gone.
Why not think about times to come?
And about the things that you've done.
If your life was bad to you,
Just think what tomorrow will do.
don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. All I want is to see you smile.
If it takes just a little while.
I know you don't believe that it's true.
I've never been any harm to you.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Don't
Stop
thinking about tomorrow. Don't
Stop.
it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Don't you look back.
Don't you look back. Don't you look
Don't you look back as you running out that door.
That's right. Get out that door.
That was amazing.
I got distracted. I was looking up Steve-O's birthday oracle message for him.
Oh,
So we have something a little light at the end of the show.
good, good.
No.
Yeah, I posted in the Twitch chat if you want to copy that and put it into the YouTube chat because that'll be left in the comment line there.
Yep.
Just go to jbws.org.
I'll have to put it in there after the fact.
The
Yeah, well, let me
website that
do
we
it now.
were
But
looking at. It's completely safe. Like I
yeah,
said
that was the
earlier.
one that you can escape from.
Yep.
Without being.
Both of the websites talked about today do have that same escape tab that erases it. But quick on back sell, Rennie P. Allen, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
We so needed to hear that song after the Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. And that was
No.
perfect timing. Oh, and then Condi before that with his
Oh, Condi's he's so fantastic.
I'll Never Love Again. I love his style. And he just makes everything he does his own.
Very light, very fun. Yeah, it's just really, yeah.
I mean, he took a very serious song and made it fun. Like he always does. He's just
All right. Well, we've gone through the website. We've gone through just about everything we can go through. And there's really only one bottom line. And I'm going to use this no and go thing for a long time. No, you're not going to stay. Go. Get out. You have to. Regardless of all those fears. Sure, it's not going to be easy. And it's going to suck for a while. But it's not gonna be any better if you stay. It's just gonna get worse.
I mean, there is good news. A lot of the fears that we talked about, especially the potential aftermath, those numbers are going down.
Mm-hmm.
And women especially are speaking up more, less, becoming more empowered. That's what it's all about. And it doesn't matter if you're man, woman, straight, gay, trans. It doesn't matter what shade of brown you are, because none of us are white. None of us. We're all different shades of brown. Doesn't matter who brought you in. Doesn't matter what culture you live in. You, your happiness, your well-being, your safety. And it doesn't matter what anyone tells you. You are worth it.
Oh, 100%. Nobody deserves this. I don't care who you are. Nobody deserves it. And you are definitely worth getting out. Period.
Will it be easy? No. Will the road to recovery be easy? No. Alcoholics have it easier. Drug abusers have it easier. Because that can be put down, put away. This finds a way just because of how we're built.
It's a very, very sad and unfair situation.
Yes.
No one should use their size or demeanor or anything to overpower you in any way, shape, or form. We are all equal on this planet.
Mhm.
Stop letting people tell you you're not.
Sorry, I'm choking on my own spit. But no, it's true. There is one DNA cell difference. All it is. Just one. But we all have the same basic makeup. All the same way. And all worth living happy lives. Pray for the ones that are confused. Pray for the ones who were taught. And what I'm about to say may upset some people. So trigger warning. The perpetrators are just doing their best. And that's hard to hear. It's hard to accept. However, when it comes to the question of move forward, makes that decision to extend, especially for yourself, a little easier. You'll never forget. You're not forgiving the fact that they did it. But extending that positivity towards them. And know you're just doing your best. And I'm done. It changes what you send out about them. It's an illness. David might argue differently. Maybe we can ask him when he comes on.
I'll have to ask him when he comes on. This is a tough one. It's a
Hopefully,
really tough.
the toughest that we talk about on this show.
Yes, please. Yeah, but yeah, it's never easy. It's so hard because you just don't understand. How can someone who loves me so much, or I love so much, do this to me? And how can they continue to hurt me this way and have no remorse? It's hard. But I
And
can say
switching the
it,
yeah, and switching the
I'm
thought.
way better now.
Oh yeah, we both are. But
Yeah.
and switching the thought to how can somebody love themselves so little that they are willing to do this to somebody else?
Right?
It's not a matter of loving somebody
hard.
else enough or you loving somebody and
Yeah.
wondering why they're doing this. It's almost wondering why they love themselves so little.
You do. You feel sorry for them at times too, though. You think, God, what kind of hell did they go through to be this way? But you can't stick around because you feel sorry for that.
No, that's not an excuse to stay.
No.
It's a reason to help
To
you
try to
move forward
Yeah. But
as you're
don't
healing.
ever use that as an excuse to stay. That's no.
You can't fix them. They have, if you've been listening to me in other shows, they have to have their want to want. And if they don't have that want to want, it's not going to happen.
Mm-mm. It's like trying to get somebody to quit smoking or quit drinking or anything like that. It's not going to happen not until they want to do it.
And they can sit there and say, I want to quit doing this. They can say that. I want to stop hurting you. I want to quit smoking. I want to stop injecting myself with heroin.
However,
they can sit there and say that all that they want. But until they have the want to want, it's just going to be a cycle.
Yep.
So you have to want to love yourself enough not to stay in this type of relationship.
Don't do it.
And if you need help, you know how to find me. And soon, because she's training too. And I have a feeling we're going to be teaming up in the future in a new way.
Ooh, y'all are in trouble then. All right. Let's shift a little bit and just end with, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you need help, you know where to find. If you need to reach out to me, I'll get in touch with Mike. If you need to find someone.
1-800-799-SAFE. 1-877-ABUSER.
Look on the if you go back and if you're watching YouTube or whatever later, definitely comment. I will go back and check. I check it all the time, and we'll get you if you're not here right now, we'll get you what you need. So
the information can also be put in the description.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that link in the description of the video when we're able to process it. So, all right, no one go, guys.
You said you had an boy.
I have I have this book. It's very cool. It's the birthday oracle, and I'm going to tell Steve all about him on October 2nd. Oh, and this is for your mom too. You are an emotional.
2nd or 22nd?
22nd.
Okay, because you said 2nd.
October 22nd.
Just checking.
And this is funny, Mr. Emo, EDMO. I want to call him Emo, but it's not Emo. But anyway, you are an emotional and artistic person with a soft heart. The arts, history, and culture all interest you, and your career can follow many paths as long as you feel a strong connection with a group of people you work with. You are sensitive to the needs of others and care about the little things that actually matter a great deal. You are the one who remembers birthdays and anniversaries. Your relationship is a priority in your life and you will settle down early. You adore domesticity and taking care of your family. But by being the nurturer, you have a tendency to neglect your own needs. You are affected by negativity and can sense the mood of a room when you walk into it. Jacuzzis and steam baths are wonderful, as is swimming, for totally re energizing you and lifting your mood. Oh my God, that's so funny. Your meditation is be positive, see the invisible, and achieve the impossible. Your strengths are compassion, emotionally, and you are emotionally aware. Your weakness is you need to, you're prone to self neglect, and you're a little feisty. Oh my God,
No.
this is so dead on. You are the
No.
emperor in tarot. You are tarot. You are the emperor. Your planets are Moon and Venus. And your quote is, "You can always pick up your needle and move. You could needle and move to another game." Wow, that is about the most dead on one I have read.
Nailed it.
The bat. That's funny as hell. Anyway, so Steve, happy birthday.
Yep.
Enjoy your bath. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and next week, don't forget, we're going to have Andrea Alberetti on, and she's going to help us close out the month of this wonderful topic
Yes.
as she tells us her story and how she survived and what she's done with it since.
That's us, Steve.
Oh, by the
my
way,
goodness.
somebody's pregnant. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Do that, Dan. Poor Steve. Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
while it's still true, I mean, it's still not him. But
No, I know it's not him, but I still haven't heard who it is. It's somebody though. I still feel it.
he
I'm
rolled his
waiting.
eyes at me.
Anyway. Nope. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, we
All
are
right.
going.
Well, yep. Don't forget. Go ahead.
Guys, so we are going to put an end to this for today, and
Yeah. We
you guys
got.
have a fantastic week.
Yeah, we got Walk Rewind. Today on Alliteration Fails. Tonight on Rock Rewind, you'll want to tune in because there's some surprises coming up from Miss Amelia and Absolute John. And that's starting off at 8 p.m. Eastern. Walk and roll. Yes, walk and roll. it's that shrimp or pork walk. Anyway, and tomorrow, 6 p.m., we got
Yes.
Phoenix Talks, and Diane and I are going to be talking about grief. Should be an interesting. I'll probably have to put up the trigger warning again,
Yup.
but it'll be a great conversation as it usually is. And then we have Honky Tonk Heaven. It's going to be a couple hours later tomorrow night. He has some family things going on. That's going to get him home late. But he'll be starting about 10, and maybe we can get that on Second Spin on Monday coming up.
Yeah. Will I Owe Me? He's got a new show. We just started last week. It's fantastic.
So get your country song.
Oh gosh. or adjust them.
Adjust, yeah, Steve.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. We will see you next week with Andrea.
Yep.
And closing out with
what you got?
I got Just Once.
Just Once.
It's an old I can't remember who sings it now. Anyway, My favorite song. It's like one of my tops. And you got and you're also doing one of my very favorite songs, older songs.
It was also one of my grandfather's favorite songs, and because it's Mom's birthday, I thought that I would put that out there today for her. I recorded this with one of my Wolf's Den members, Susie, also known as 24 New Dawn on Smule, and this is called "The End of the World."
All right, so we're going to start with that, and then we're going to close with Just Once. We will see you next week, tonight, tomorrow, and everywhere in between. Love you guys.
We do. We love you. Love yourself. You love you.
Yes. And go.
Keep going.
Oh, I forgot yours. This is audio.
Yep.
We need a picture.
Yep.
Oh, now it doesn't want to go. Right. Fine. I'll have to get a new picture. Oh, my goodness. All right. One of these days, this image thing is going to get resolved because this is silliness. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go with Mike.
All right, guys.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to the shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore.
Why do the birds go on singing? Why do the stars glow above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything's the same as it was.
I can't understand. I can't understand
How life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating?
Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't
They know it's the end of the world. It ended when you said goodbye. Why does my heart go on beating?
Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't
They know it's the end of the world. It ended when you said
I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. 'Cause here we are, back where we were before. Seems nothing ever changes. We're back to being strangers, wondering if we ought to stay or head on out the door. Just once, can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? Why we never last for very long? What are we doing wrong? Just once, can we find a way to finally make it right? To make the magic last for more than just one night. If we could just get to it, I know we could break through it. I gave my all, but I think my all ain't been too much. 'Cause Lord knows we're not getting anywhere. Seems we're always blowing whatever we got going. And it seems at times with all we've got, we haven't got a prayer. Just once, can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? Why the good times